around springtime and summertime, this is usually the time when people are starting to take vacations, people are taking off the layers of clothes, and they start to go into this dark hole of feeling fat, or they feel now my abs aren't there, I don't feel defined, I don't feel I have definition, and all of these things start to highlight something that may not have been dealt with, which is, in my opinion, acceptance. I always see with women in life coaching and just in general fitness training that they start to think, I need to change my body right now, and I need to change my body drastically. And those things will cause a lot of stress, and it will cause a lot of frustration. Why do I say that? Because the real bigger issue is not usually the weight loss. The real issue is usually acceptance, loving yourself where you're at. And I'm not saying that you don't need to lose weight, or if you do lose weight, if you want to lose weight, that's up to you. But I think the question to ask is, if you couldn't lose the weight, would you still love yourself? And if your answer is no, then it's not weight loss that's the issue. Now, these are some issues that I definitely say take into prayer, take into therapy, and sit with and realize and ask yourself, why don't I love myself right now? Because loving yourself is one of the most beautiful things and healing things that could happen for your life. Outside of weight loss, outside of weight gain, outside of having abs, outside of having a gut, if you start to love yourself where you're at, for who you are, it does not mean you don't want to make changes, but it means if this couldn't happen, if I couldn't lose weight, if I couldn't get abs, I'm still going to love me. And yes, that can come from a lot of childhood issues, that can come from people not accepting us. But one thing we have to do is take control over the things that we have control over, and that's us accepting us. So I want you to practice loving yourself more and more intentionally and accepting yourselves. One thing that I tell my clients, my female clients, especially in a season like this, is ask questions like, who told me I was ugly? Who told me I was fat? Who told me I was too skinny? Whose standard am I trying to live by? Whose standard am I trying to reach? Who am I trying to please? Who am I trying to get validation from? And this is a big topic, and I think I'm going to do some more videos on it, but I want us all to practice loving ourselves so much that if we didn't make any other change, we would still love ourselves. And then if we wanted to make change, let's do it in a healthy way, right? Dropping a lot of pounds real fast, it's not healthy, it's not smart. Thinking that I just need to trim down just a little bit. I always ask, if you didn't trim down a little bit, would you love yourself still? Or are you gonna love yourselves more when you trim down a little bit? So that's my spiel for the day. I definitely want us to think about this. Like, start loving who you are now. If you don't lose the weight, if you don't gain the weight, if you don't lose the stomach, if you don't get that abs, if you don't get a giant butt in 3 weeks, love yourself where you're at. Get healthy with that. And then if you want to make changes, that's cool too. Let that be your first priority of loving yourself more. All right, guys, take care.